Next on Worcester News tonight, one last push to clean up the leaves. Snow is on its way. A look at how some are preparing. Plus, a fire in Worcester leaves many without their belongings. The laundromat is heavily damaged. First at 6, snow starting to trickle in, plus high winds and rain overnight. Good evening, I'm Olivia Lemon. We're expecting heavy, wet snow. Right now, Worcester is under a winter storm warning with the possibility of seeing at least half a foot of snow. Let's send you over to meteorologist Tim Kelley, who is tracking it all for us.
Kind of like a wall of snow came in last couple of hours. It advances to the north. Takes no time at all, if it didn't start snowing at your house already, for the snow to start accumulating because it's been so cold. Temperatures never even made it out of the 20s at the tops of the hills here. And snowfall rates immediately a quarter to a half inch an hour. And then between, say, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we're going to snow 1 to 2 inches per hour. It's a heavy band of snow. Warmer air trying to come in from the south. Cold air already in place. A clash of the air masses. And look at the outline. Look at where it's snowing over land and raining over the water. Even Cape Cod may get a snow for a while. And then it changes over to sleet and freezing rain. There's that sleet and freezing rain right in the middle of the night. So if it snows hard for 4 hours, that's 4 inches. And then it sleets hard, it actually pushes down the snow, but it is a very heavy, difficult to move snowfall, and we do have to move it. It's going to change to rain late tonight, so tomorrow morning it is just a slush mess out there, and there's some wind too, so there could be some scattered power outages. Still raining about 9 o'clock in the morning, then it starts to dry out. It does not look like a rapid refreeze though, so you'll have some time to clean it up tomorrow afternoon too, but it may come with a coating of glaze in the trees, so we're going to call it 4 to 7, 4 to our south, 7 to our north of a very dense snowstorm tonight. The weekend warms up a bit. We'll look at the 10-day to Thanksgiving in a few minutes.
And with the first plowable snow of the season moving into the state, some are picking up the last remaining pieces of fall. Many Worcester residents are bracing for the first snowfall of the season. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with more. Brittany?
Olivia, there are still some leaves on the ground, but no snow quite yet. The temperature is just 27 degrees. Doctors say to avoid getting frostbite, you should bundle up in these conditions. Philip Maloof is raking away the last signs of fall as he prepares for snow.
I'm out here because I don't want the lawn to rot on me with the leaves on top because the snow's supposed to come in tonight. And I just wanted to try to get ahead of the snow and get as much as I could.
The Worcester resident was out in his heavy jacket, a hat, and gloves to keep warm. He says the cold weather and snow came sooner than he expected, but he's prepared.
No, I hate it. I pick up a shovel, go out and shovel it.
And with the winter-like weather comes possible health risks. Carewell Urgent Care says they expect to be busy these next few days.
Frostbite, which is very common, hypothermia, and falls. Especially hypothermia, it could cause death.
Temperatures didn't reach far above freezing Thursday. Nurse practitioner Jufred Cologne says people shouldn't stay outside too long in these conditions.
I wouldn't suggest even more than 30 minutes. Wear proper clothing actually to combat the cold. Gloves, bonnets, thermal wears, thick jackets.
Rose DeSorcy put up markers on her driveway ahead of an expected snowplow visit. She says the weather changed from summer to winter quickly this year, but she's always ready.
I have my shovel and salt ready for the winter. It definitely feels like snow in the air. It's colder. The heat is on now, full blast. But this is to be expected. It is the end of November and it's winter in New England, so get ready.
And Worcester Public Schools will have a 2-hour delay tomorrow morning. The city of Worcester also declaring their winter parking ban is in effect right now. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
And a meeting scheduled for tonight on the redesign of Kelley Square is postponed due to the weather. 4 designs were presented for community feedback at the last meeting. Refined options were expected to be presented tonight. The meeting has been rescheduled to Wednesday, December 5th at 6 p.m. at the Worcester Academy Performance Center. New details tonight on an officer-involved shooting in Auburn. The man who was shot by police Wednesday has died. The Worcester County District Attorney's Office says 59-year-old Joseph Lawfrey of Dublin, New Hampshire, was shot at a gas station by officers. Police say he refused to drop his sawed-off rifle as he sat in his pickup truck. The confrontation was prompted by a call from his wife, who requested a welfare check, and officers traced Lawfrey's truck to Auburn. Police say Lawfrey shot at a house in Roxbury, New Hampshire back in April. The officers involved in the Auburn shooting have been put on leave. A 3-alarm fire damages a multi-million-dollar home in Southborough. Homeowners wouldn't go on camera, but say they were inside when the fire started this morning. They say they had only been living there 1 week and hadn't fully moved in. The fire department brought in mutual aid and says the fire was located on the second floor and attic and is under investigation.
Being an attic fire, so the access up there was very limited. There was a lot of insulation in there, and there was a heavy amount of fire up there. So that was really the biggest challenge with it, and we were concerned that we weren't going to be able to get it under control enough to extinguish it before it did more damage to the house.
And Southborough Fire Chief Joe Morrow says the fire doesn't appear to be suspicious. He says another challenge was the home size being more than 10,000 square feet. Firefighters in Worcester working to figure out what caused a fire at a laundromat overnight as customers figure out how to get their belongings back. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us now with more. Rosalind?
Olivia, the owner is happy no one was inside at the time, but customers want to know if and when they can get their belongings back. This is the damage to Delina's Laundromat in Worcester after an early morning fire broke out Thursday.
I just got the call. I don't know how bad it was until I got here.
The 2-alarm fire forced the laundromat and surrounding businesses to close. The owner says she's happy no one was inside at the time.
Luckily, it was contained before it spread further down the building.
She says a lot of people's clothes are still inside, making it difficult for people who need to pick them up.
We have a few people who are very needed things urgent today. So it's just trying to look through my books to see if we can contact them. I know I feel really bad.
One woman who came to pick up a dress she's supposed to wear to a wedding this Saturday was upset there was no one here to help her.
Oh, I'm upset right now. Should have just done it myself. I have customers who come here every day to get their stuff, Why wouldn't you even stay here?
The owner says the laundromat has been in the family for years and she's just waiting for more answers.
Just figuring it out right now.
Now, no firefighters were injured and the cause is under investigation. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
UMass Medical School is creating a space for immigrants to share their stories of coming to America. It's part of their Immigrant Stories series. Dr. Maddie Castile and Dr. Nahid Usmani spoke about their journeys and how it's helped shape them as medical professionals. They also discussed their commitment to serve as advocates for the underserved. Dr. Castile came to the U.S. from Cuba at 6 years old and didn't speak any English. She got emotional while talking about what immigrants go through.
They come for a better life, and they may not have all the background, but they come here and they work, and they do some amazing things. And why I say that is because there are millions of people who are struggling, and people who are in the same situation as how I got here.
And UMass Medical School says the hope is by sharing stories in the series, it will educate people, reinforce the diverse workforce among the UMass campuses, and encourage others to share their stories. The American Cancer Society encouraging people to throw their cigarettes in the ashtray for good. The Great American Smokeout aims to get people to stop smoking, but the FDA is worried cigarettes may not be the only concern. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now with more. Chandler?
Olivia, today is the 43rd annual Great American Smokeout, a challenge that could be the first step to quitting smoking. It comes the same day the FDA releases strict regulations to confront a youth e-cigarette epidemic. Smoking is the largest preventable cause of death, killing 1 in 5 people. It's why the American Cancer Society is challenging smokers to go 24 hours smoke-free for the Great American Smokeout.
For some people, just the idea of getting through one day can be a real successful quit attempt.
Tina Grosowski is the project coordinator for the Central Mass Tobacco-Free Partnership at UMass Medical School. She says smoking causes several cancers, as well as heart disease and stroke, and quitting has short and long-term health benefits.
Every 24 hours that you go without using combustible cigarettes and using nicotine, your body starts to repair itself. Your health is going to return to you and you're going to have more energy.
The American Cancer Society says the number of smokers has decreased from 42 to 14% over the last several decades, but the FDA is now worried about teens. They're taking action today, declaring a youth e-cigarette use epidemic and strictly limiting the sale of flavored e-cigarettes. The agency says in a statement, the sharp rise in e-cigarette use has resulted in an increase in overall youth tobacco product use.
The use of these products has become normalized with young people, which is a real concern.
Smoking is also a big concern for the city of Worcester. City Councilor Sarai Rivera says they're working to become the healthiest city by 2020, which includes reducing tobacco use.
If we as a city can continue to have this conversation and continue to educate the community, I think it's really important. It's not a conversation of the past. It's still a conversation that unfortunately we still need to continue to have.
Now, Grosowski does not recommend using e-cigarettes to quit smoking. Instead, she recommends using FDA-regulated patches, gum, or lozenges. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.